Welcome back again to T.A.P.
Episode 2. We have the fantastic Matthew here as our guest today, whenever you happen to be listening to this. If you just heard the sound of a running tap, Shaun is just rehydrating himself after a hard day of work, and I'm sitting here eating pancakes. Welcome.
Actually, probably the first thing I want to talk about is why is your back sore? Honestly, why is it sore?
I went to the gym today and I did back. It was not a good time. New deadlift record though.
Ooh.
Personal best, 145.
Oh, 140 grams? 145 grams?
145 kilograms.
Plates.
We should have a really long bar that stretches across the room. Oh man.
Do you have like a routine to get into the gym? Like, to get going?
Just like I get up in the morning, I pop the pills, have some pre-workout, and then do the depressed walk because it's still dark outside.
Throwback to last week's episode. We're going to pump and pills. Get your animal pump on.
Yep. Shout out to our sponsors. Dollar Shave Club, Nike, V-Bling, and the other one.
What's V-Bling? Educate me.
As part of his 21st anniversary or whatever, they released a new flavour called Bling, which is apparently meant to taste like candy.
Did you say V?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, V. Sorry, I was getting V and Lynx confused. And you said a new flavour and I'm like, whoa, what do we have here?
Lynx Africa is surprisingly not the only product they produce.
Are you guys pumped to get some... Do you guys normally get Lynx Africa kits at Christmas?
No, thankfully.
You're missing out.
No, I turned 15 once upon a time. Realised that it's probably not the best smell.
We have to. Ladies love it. Because smell you coming a mile away.
What's it fucking... Africa and chocolate, two most popular cans of Lynx ever produced.
Ooh. And what are the other ones? Like exotic? Is that?
I'm pretty. Those are like the top two out of what they manufacture. The rest are like they're weird anarchy and chaos.
Yeah, I got a purple one. I had a purple one that smells fucking awful.
Oh, I think I have that exact same one. It's like Mystic or some shit.
I couldn't even tell you what it's. It just smells like sweet and horrible, and fuck, your pancakes look good.
These were some fucking good pancakes. Shout out to Bisquick, the ready-to-eat pancake mix. Just add 2 eggs and 1 cup of milk. I made these personally with soy milk, but I think they taste a little bit better than regular, but it's completely up to personal preference. You can even add some protein in there. The pack recommends a different mix if you want to make some strawberry shortcake, waffles. You can even use it to coat chicken. Anything. The possibilities are endless with Bisquick pancake mix.
I guess we should point out right now that was a paid presentation from Bisquick.
I swear, the idea of just talking about our sponsors is great. Just mindless, shameless plugging of anything.
I got no morals.
Literally anything.
I'll plug it.
Whoa.
Any sponsors out there, feel free to send us an email, and we'll more than likely whore ourselves out to you for a very minimal amount of money.
What email? What email?
The Tingly Anus Podcast at gmail.com. No spaces, no capitals.
Yep, that's our email. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram.
Yep, we're probably going to have that at some point.
Snapchat.
I was like, are you guys blowing up on Facebook?
I wish.
Just follow us on YouTube. Hit the like button.
What?
Subscribe, share, Google Plus if anyone uses that.
I don't think they do.
No one.
Guys, you don't want to get into Facebook right now. Bit of a debacle there.
Was it $100 billion worth, $100 million worth of stock lost in the last 7 days?
I thought it was billion. I don't know. I just heard New Zealand government's thinking about taking some legal action. And
What is this Facebook thing? I'm so far out of the loop.
Oh,
So
right.
when you first sign up for Facebook, you pretty much agree that your data is going to be used to tailor ads to your content that you like and what you trend towards using an algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's recently been discovered that they've partnered with this other group called Cambridge Analytica to use that data, not only your data, for between Facebook to tailor ads to you, but then it's selling all of your data and your friends' data to data mining companies to then use that to propel political campaigns. By knowing what demographics, like what you want, what the margin of what like phrases you'll respond to. Like Cambridge Analytica was testing the phrase "Make America Great Again" in 2014 for the potential of a presidential run, and it's not confirmed whether Trump was in on running for president before that, because he says dead to rights that he only thought about it in 2016 and there was no forethought.
Yeah.
But testing a phrase like that either means Cambridge Analytica wanted to front their own candidate for the American election, very fucking shady, or they were already in league with Trump. So make that what you will. I'm fine with them selling my data so I can get ads like tailored to me. I'll accept that price.
You know what the price, like how much you'd have to pay for Facebook not to track your stuff? It's something like $16, like a one-off payment, and that would be it. Something
so
like that.
I'm worth $16 to Facebook.
Oh, I think it's like $16. If you look up Adam Ruins Everything, he tells you how much it is worth. Like it's basically worth, like you could pay like $16 and that would be it.
Far out.
Like that's the thing. Like, I got no quarrels with being sold out, so I get better content or things suggested for me. I'm fine with that sponsorship if it's things that I'm actually looking for. But if it's like on a whole nother level of just whoring me out to make me part of a demographic of what young adults between ages 20 and 25 will respond to and likely vote towards, that's straight up manipulation on like a psychological level. More than just normal propaganda, don't get me wrong.
I'm a fan personally of getting gym supplement discounts thrown at me all over the internet.
Couldn't you just, when you want to buy gym supplements, couldn't you just Google gym supplement discount and find a website that has all the links and all the codes?
But if you're not looking for protein at the time though, that'll make me think. I'll be like, shit, how much protein do I have left?
I quite often get some amazing ads from shotgun.co.nz for all your supplement and gym needs.
Shotgun supplements.
Also from ISOPs. They don't have a catchy phrase, but they have some pretty good buy one get one deals on Fridays.
They'll also price match to any equivalent product and beat it by 5%.
So they send me frequent emails from all of their amazing deals that they have, basically weekly at this point. I think I have like 30 unread emails from them, which is really convenient because they put the discounts in the description, like the email header.
Are you on your spam account?
I don't know what's in my spam account actually. Hang on, what's this? Oh no.
Shout out to everyone that has 2 email addresses for professional use and then for spam use.
That'd be me.
To stop clutter from getting in your actual account.
I got like 4.
There's like 3 offers from African princes, and I got one from the New York Attorney General saying that I need to read this email because one of my friends has been indicted. They even have one of my friends' names as the email and the email address of like Luke, then his last name, at an email address, emailing me saying, hey, I need your help. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? I screenshotted it, sent it to him, and he's like, shit, the Ugandan princes are onto me.
Alright.
Have you guys seen James Veach? He replies to spam email and reads them on.
Yeah, he's the guy who does the TED Talks and stuff.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Just take a note out of that book and string them on for a while.
I just don't have that sort of time to the day. I wish I did,
What?
but I'm so busy.
You're a master student. You got all the time in the day, man.
I'm a tutor now.
What time did you leave university yesterday?
1:30.
PM.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
So,
so...
what time did you arrive again?
Yeah. What time did you get there?
10 a.m.
Oh, the truth comes out.
3.5 hours. Less lunch and morning coffee.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you go to coffee?
Yep.
Did you go to lunch?
Yep.
So, we'll take about an hour and a half. So we're down to 2 hours here, boys.
Hey.
I was there for an hour and then went home.
Yeah, you went home first, you fuck. Like,
That's how I know when you got back, because I was already here.
All these whining university students about how hard their life is. And I wish I could show up at 10 a.m. and go home at bloody 1.
Yeah, I wish I could get paid.
I'm paying for the privilege. You know?
But you do get paid.
Not enough.
Oh, get this high qualification and enough to live. Thank you very much. That's not a loan. Win a chicken dinner. I'll take that.
Working for the government for like less than $8 an hour. It's pretty great.
Hey man, I'm paying for the privilege. Like, that's where I draw this. Is like, I'm paying to be there. I'll take my time as leisurely as possible. I'm paying like $10K
Yeah.
for me to be there. I'll take some time. I'll go for coffee.
Why don't you just up your game and finish your master in quarter of the time or something?
Because then they ask more of you.
Nah, just finish it in quarter of the time, hand it in, done.
I'm pretty sure if you did that, Dale would just be like, since you have 6 months left,
How about you do all of this?
why not a revision 2 or 3 or 4?
Yeah, which we'll get there.
And you ask him why he doesn't do a revision.
He's getting bankrolled for me to be there.
Well. Yeah, how's the dynamic been since I've left? Waiting to get roasted now.
Mate, we needed you. We need you in our lives.
We do. It's been very... I don't know.
Everyone has just become busy now that, like, there's actually stuff to do. So,
We'll settle in. Which is good.
like, Chelsea, our last week's guest, works ridiculously hard. Meanwhile, I just show up to eat food and socialize. And that's about it.
Very important aspect. Also, feigning any reason to not have to make the hour trip out
Look,
to do
man,
research.
I pulled something in my ankle while squatting. I heard it go click. I get these shooting pains when I walk.
Squatting. Hey,
Whoa, I did do legs, alright?
are you sure you didn't do it on Saturday night when you were a bit smashed?
I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, yep.
My body is a temple.
Okay.
No, I didn't want to go out to Robinson. And my supervisor looked really disappointed at me. So I was just like, I've got a doctor's appointment. And he's like, what for? And I'm like, I injured myself. And he's like, oh, where? And I'm like, my ankle.
You should have just said prostate exam and he wouldn't have said anything else.
I don't want to...
You don't want to own up to being healthy?
He probably would have. He would have been like, oh, so you like it up the butt this time. And I would have been like, whoa, hold on.
I'm just checking on my glands, you know?
I like my tingly anus to not be probed by others.
Hey, more men need it done in this country, alright? It's a real...
Yeah, we got...
At what age?
Brown month? Blue month?
I don't know. It's
recommended from like 30 plus. 30 or 40 plus.
I got a few years.
Yeah, you got like, just get one a year.
Alright, I'll Google it.
Just don't go onto images, alright?
Why have you made that mistake before?
Safe search off, always.
Nah, I'm feeling lucky. What time do you start getting old? Shorter Medicare. Those are the...
Medicare?
Yeah, the...
Medicare sounds pretty good.
Your...
Yeah, at what age does my prostate start to get cancer?
Age for prostate exam. When do I need one? The prostate is a gland that helps make semen.
That is correct.
which is
Why
the
is it up
fluid
my
that
anus?
carries sperm.
Why is it up my anus? If it helps me
The prostate is located just below the bladder in front of the rectum. As men age, the prostate can become enlarged and start causing problems. Prostate problems include bacterial infection, dribbling after urination, and an increased need to go, especially at night. This, shout out to Healthline for your quality medical information.
Guys, I might have prostate cancer.
Are you sure it's not the
Large and in
injections
charge.
you've been taking in the butt for the gym?
Hey, I wish I was big enough to roid, alright?
Age 50 for men who... Okay, so... It looks like when you're 40. I'll chuck NZ on the end and see what happens.
New Zealanders just have a healthier prostate, thanks to genetics.
From age 50 or from 40. It's up to you.
Yeah, 40 sounds pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'll go for 40.
I can wait for 16 years.
They've got a little diagram here showing it where it is. Why is the testicle always shaped like an egg? Is it really shaped like an egg?
Nah.
It's dynamically shaped, so less air resistance.
So,
That's the
okay.
first thing I thought of as well.
Here we go. The prostate cancer risk for a man in his 40s, 1 in 500. In his 50s, 1 in 50. In his 60s,
Holy shit.
1 in 14. In his 70s, 1 in 9.
Fuck, I gotta tell my dad.
Can we just whip the... Can you just whip that shit out?
What the fuck? 1 in 9 for over...
Oh, look, they've got a little questionnaire. If you answer yes to any of the following, talk to your doctor, nurse, or health
Alright.
professional.
Can we go through this questionnaire?
Feel free to play along at home.
I am peeing more often.
Then what?
That's what it says. That's literally it.
I'm sure I...
Oh, hang on. This one has a star beside it, which means answering yes to any of these points may not mean you have cancer, but you should get them checked by your doctor, nurse, or health professional.
Wait,
What if you drink a lot of water that day and just...
You're telling me this questionnaire won't tell me if I specifically have cancer?
No. That's only the ones with the star. This one has a star. The next one that has a star. When I pee, I have trouble getting started or stopping. I have poor...
have you ever had Dale stand beside you? It's like, just wait. It's hard to start.
It's hard to start, and I don't want to stop because then I'm not the alpha.
We never argue the alpha with Dale.
So under certain situations, do we all have a little bit of prostate cancer?
I have pure
blood.
I have poor urine flow or dribbling. But it always dribbles towards the end. It just tails
Depends
off.
when the last time I went to the bathroom was. Like, am I going because I'm about to leave the house and I just want to make sure the tank's empty? Or is this like, I just woke up?
I often get up at night to pee.
Yes.
This one has a star. This one I'm about to read. I have blood in my urine. That one it doesn't mean you possibly don't have cancer, but you've got something else. Oh, Shaun, this one applies to you. I have pain in my lower back, hips, and ribs.
Oh man,
So it turns out that
that's the problem.
you didn't deadlift heaps. You just have prostate cancer.
So this one doesn't. So the next three don't have stars. I have a family history of prostate cancer, and I am 40 years old or more. I am 50 to 70 years old. I am concerned or want to know more. And then there's a whole bunch of phone numbers you can call.
There's like 911, one of them.
No, this is in
911.
America.
Emergency prostate examination.
Nah, so for more information, go to your doctor. There are booklets on prostate cancer available from Health Services or the Ministry of Health, the Cancer Society of New Zealand, and the Prostate Cancer Foundation. What month is... This is another
November?
one?
It's like Blue November.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's Movember.
Yeah.
I just could never grow a moustache until probably maybe this year. I'm hoping it'll happen this year, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, suggestion to all listeners out there for a spicy hot date, book your next prostate examination now. Bring her along. See what's going on. See if the doctor's doing anything that she can't. I don't know.
Or that you wouldn't let her do.
Show her that it's okay. Everyone needs a little bit of love every now and then.
You can take a friend with you for emotional support.
As long as they hold the right hand. Not the duck.
Just lock eyes as the fingers go up.
What? I wonder what the protocol is before you go and have one of these. Like, are you not allowed to eat like nachos from uni because they'll just rip right through you, or like, are you only allowed to drink water for several days before?
You have to bleach your asshole before.
It'll be a fasting thing. It'll be like 16 hours of no food.
Hey, that helps people lose weight, so that can be beneficial.
Well, I mean, it's just to make sure there's nothing up there that the doctors have to probe, other than what's necessary.
The only thing they want to feel up there is your prostate.
Not the chili beef you had the night before.
Speaking of, had the fucking... Do you know that inflation has... I'm very upset at this. The price of chili bean nachos has gone up from $6.90 to $7.20.
You know why they did this? Can thank
the Labour government.
No. well, I mean, it's it's their policy of putting. So I could see what they were trying to do. You know, up the student allowance by $50 because that's where students were struggling. They weren't struggling to pay off their loan because you just take that and that's free money.
Yeah.
But they were struggling to live. But that's when everyone's like, yeet, let's just raise the price of rent. Let's just raise the price of nachos. The bare necessities in life, the essentials.
Right, revived nachos can get you through. Like, I'm sure it's 1,000 calories a meal.
If there is anyone from listening and you
mate, we've got to have to bleep out that university name.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can't be affiliated with any government organisations.
Sadly.
Oh, okay. Well.
Just gotta make a really loud note that 21 minutes and 50 odd seconds. We gotta go back a little bit and adjust so that when I'm randomly flipping through here, I'll be able to catch this segment of me talking for a while. I gotta really drag it out just so that I know it's here.
And are you going to delete this bit as well?
No, this is going to be staying in.
No, you just have to make a loud noise so that if you play it on like 2 times speed or 4 times speed, you can find it real fast.
I can just look at the audio waveform. I'll just ask Chelsea to drag a chair across the floor again.
Yeah.
If anyone knows where there's nacho places and you're all bunged up, I would recommend some of these nachos. They're quite good.
They are.
They just rip through you.
Yep, sweet chili sauce on nachos. Never thought I'd be a fan, but I'm fiending. They have options now. You can swap out any of the 2 choices of sour cream and sweet chili for like. You can swap it for the lettuce. You can swap it for onion. You can swap it for like different sauces.
That's why it's $7.20 now.
Yeah, so you get those choices. They just knew that to up the game.
Their staff also increased, so there's probably a price increase to pay the extra like 4 people that they now hire. Because it used to be like a 2-man job.
Split that 30 cents an hour between the 4 of them.
Well, I mean, it's 30 cents a nachos.
Minimum wage has gone up, or it's going up soon. Like, as in, I'm pretty sure it's either this month or next month. It goes up to $16.50. That's a
good thing.
So maybe that's a terrible thing.
No. The original intention of minimum wage was that anyone on minimum wage is earning enough to provide for their family. That was the OG definition, and now like people view it as like a fucking like you're a blight on society by doing like a menial job and getting paid minimum wage. It's like you aren't worth much anymore versus like get rid of all menial jobs and pay everyone a decent wage and have corporations stop fucking everyone over for money.
But we've built the society where we need the class system. You need the class system. There will always be the poor, there will always be the middle class, and there will always be the rich.
Drop in truths.
That doesn't mean the poor should be like fucking struggling hard just as like a fact of life.
What do they spend their money on?
That is a very broad assumption.
No, but I'm not sure. No, that's a genuine question, right?
Yeah.
Me, right. Rent, $180. Food, $50 a week. $50 a week, right?
Shit, I spent more than
power, like $20, and then what? And then what are they? Internet? What would that be? Another $20 a week, probably.
Yeah.
So.
And then what? And we'll say $50 for transport costs.
Yep.
Yeah, and what's that? Probably like 300 or 400, and minimum wage a week is 500 and something. So,
I don't know. Like, the addition of minimum wage is bad in some circumstances because there's been a lot of countries and that like the American government has imposed minimum wage upon them as one of their territories, and it went from a developing country to like, shit, we can't afford to pay people anymore, so all of their businesses went under because like, I can't afford to pay someone who's paying $2 an hour because everything here is cheap. Pay them like, was it like $9 an hour in America or something?
but
So I have to lay off 400 employees.
I mean, in that circumstance, it probably wasn't right. But minimum wage gives you that sort of safety. An hourly rate and a minimum wage gives you some sort of safety because it's the minimum that you will get paid. Like, as an if you get, think of it this way: if people were paid on how much work or how much economic benefit they did, it would come in waves, and no one would be able to live properly. Because what would happen is, 1 week, sweet, I earned $2,000, and then the next week you earn like $10 because you hit this roadblock or that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you shouldn't be on minimum wage. I don't think having a increase in the minimum wage is really going to do anything. It's just going to raise the cost of everything else, and everyone's going to be in the same position they were always in. But now our dollar is worth less.
It's a short-term fix.
They could just, like, upskill people and leave minimum wage jobs for the literally unskilled, like, high school students.
But the government does have courses. Like, if you go to WINS, they will put you in courses.
Then why are we increasing the minimum wage?
Because
no one is struggling to live off the minimum wage if there are courses. And
it's because people... So, I mean, people... So, they are in hard circumstances. So, think about this. Like, if you're by yourself, you can live off minimum wage. Not a problem.
Yeah.
You get a partner, or you have a kid that's pushing it. And then you have a couple of kids, and then you are stuffed.
You also have work and income.
Yes, but
So
New Zealanders don't want to take that because they don't want to... people going to work and incomes is seen as like a low level or stooping down, rather than being like, cool. Also, you can stay on it indefinitely in New Zealand, rather than a certain amount of time.
So in New Zealand, people's egos are so...
fragile.
So, yeah, they're just willing to put their ego above their ability to provide for their family. And instead of putting the blame on the government for not making their employees pay them more. That just seems completely fucked.
What if it's not ego? What if it's fear? Like,
fear of what? That the government...
That you're going to be judged going to these places, that no one's supporting you. Like, I had a friend that had no job. He was perfectly capable of getting one, but he just needed someone to get him behind him and go, right, I'll help you make your CV, and you should probably apply for these jobs. Just someone to push him and support him in the right way.
That's getting a job. That's not having a minimum wage job and then being unable to live. Like sure, people need to be able to get jobs, but someone who has a minimum wage job and wants more money shouldn't just be like, government, give me more money, raise minimum wage. They should be like, well, what can I do to be worth more?
Yeah, but people don't have that mindset.
Well, then it's the fault of the people, not of the government.
And I mean, also the issue is when you increase minimum wage, then the person above them goes, well, they're getting paid more. Why aren't I getting paid more? And it keeps going.
Also, the people above them are just like, we only have a budget of like $800 to pay our staff. One of them is getting fired then. Now someone is out of a job because the company can't afford to pay more people more than the minimum wage they were having.
I mean, the one economics paper that I did sort of touched on this, but I feel like it's quite complicated. I think we're oversimplifying it. I think it's more complicated than we're saying it is. I have a feeling.
Probably, but from my naive perspective, I can just be like, raising minimum wage is a stupid idea.
Well, I mean, it's only a short-term fix.
I'm just doing research.
Okay, I was like, are you being antisocial?
No.
Are you intimidated?
No,
are you scared?
What are your thoughts on this, Trent? Fucking tear our ideas to shreds, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I believe that, yes, you can support, as a family of one, you can support yourself on minimum wage, 100%. Yeah, like, you'll probably earn enough, even if you're living in an expensive neighborhood, or if you're living within your means, then sure, but that shouldn't be the be-all and end-all. And I know you guys have said, like, there are courses, and we do have a pretty good student loan system. Shout-outs to the New Zealand government for that, because we are pretty privileged with that.
We are.
But if you're trying to support your partner, trying to support anyone other than yourself, and going into a course like that, there are little to no support nets for yourself. If you wanna propel yourself further, you either have to leave your family behind or stay in that minimum wage job. And there's and that's the only way you get out of the hole, is to have someone else help you. Because no way in hell are you going to be able to survive off of what the government provides on the student loan and student allowance. Even if you're over the age of 25, you can't support a family on that. You can't even support yourself.
Here's a question for you. Why are you having kids when you can't afford them?
Because people enjoy sex and don't think about the repercussions, and then don't want to kill a lot.
I know it's probably a human right to be able to have children, but thinking in the world that has been created today, shouldn't you think first going, like, if you want kids, shouldn't you look at financially and be like, is this financially possible? Or is it not? Instead of having a few kids and then...
I think it does fall under the human rights category of, like, just because I'm on minimum wage doesn't mean that I shouldn't have a child. I get where you're coming from in terms of financially. Like, if you can't support them, then... yeah, you may impair the kid's life, but at the same time, that, like, if you're...
What do you mean you may? You will. 100%.
But, like, I don't think that's right, to deny people the right to have kids, or, like, the happiness of having a child, or to be able to continue your lineage for whatever reasons. It's not the government's business to go, like, oh, you earn less than this threshold, guess you're sterile, only let the... Because then you're promoting class systems above that the poor no longer exist, and now the median income earners are now the poor. Guess what? You don't get to have kids. And it keeps going, and you just thin out the population until only those that run the corporations. Ta-da! Yeah. You just made a utopia for the rich.
But you're thinking it's going to go like that. I'm not saying that the government should intervene. I'm saying that future people should think before they have kids.
They should, and intellectual people do, and that's why the general population overall is getting dumber. It's because the smart people are not having kids. They're putting their career first. They're making sure they're in a financial position to have kids. While the people who are just like, I have a minimum wage job, I can support myself, I have this boyfriend, let's have a kid, I'm 19, are still having kids. And then their children being raised in that environment are going to be like, this is the social norm, I'm going to have a kid when I'm 19.
Here you go, here's another interesting... So a few months ago, the whole abortion topic was quite hot. Do you think making abortion legal or changing sort of the constraints around it? Because at the moment you have to sort of plead that it will have a significant negative effect against you to have this child, that being the mother. Do you think changing the rules around abortion might help this issue?
No. Like, people are going to get pregnant and they're not going to want to have abortions. It's not
a pleasant process to go through. So shout outs to anyone out there that has had to go through that, because it is not a pleasant fucking process, and it's not anything that you'd like. The whole argument that people have of, making abortions legal is just going to lead to people fucking all the time and just getting abortions, because it's like, you don't just get one. It's not as, like, there are some psychopaths out there that are straight up fine with it just being yanked out of them like a fucking vacuum cleaner, but the general population understands that you are taking a human out of you, and despite whatever your opinions on abortions are, they have the potential to be a human. And I'm already for free, make abortions legal. I'm not saying that they have the rights of a human. I'm saying you are like, you'll think about it. You realise, like, I've friends who have gone through miscarriages and abortions and have gone, like, you think about the life that could have been if you'd had that kid, if you hadn't been so selfish, if you hadn't gotten pregnant to begin with, and now you have to go through this, and, like, you're acknowledging that it's just going to be put into a fucking bin.
But what if... So, I mean... What if that person reflects back on their childhood and goes, well, mine was absolutely horrible because I lived in this lower decile.
But then the standard chain of thought is, I'm going to make my life for my kids better. I'm going to be a better parent than I had, without actually putting anything in place to do it. It's just like I'm better than my parents, therefore I'm going to have a kid and show them that I'm better. And then when you get into the same routine, you still look at it from a different perspective. You look at it as on the giving end as opposed to the receiving end, and still think you're doing better, even though you're stuck in an infinite cycle.
Well, I'll take offense to that. Just from, like, both of my parents. Well, my mum's on minimum wage and my dad's on, like, I earn more as a tutor now by, like, $5 than what he gets paid an hour. And to come from that, and to come from the struggle of, like, a low-income family, and know the hardships of them being like, oh, how much do we actually have for groceries this week after paying the bills, feeding all of our kids and everything, and just being like, oh, like, I guess I may pass on a meal so that, like, my kid can go to school and, like, get lunch and whatever. Like, to come out of that and, like, use all of that knowledge to propel myself to the point where my only goal in life is to provide for my parents and for a family of my own. That's pretty much all I want to achieve with what I'm up to.
But I'm in the same position as that, but I look back on where I come from, and all of my friends are in the same cycle. All of the people I went to high school are also working dead-end jobs at minimum wage, becoming basically their parents. They get high every weekend. They go out and get drunk every weekend.
I know rich kids that do that. Like, but like, from median and, like, upper, who still just fuck around. Like, one of them has 2 kids, and is like, his parents, I don't know if they're disappointed in him or not, but because they've never openly addressed it. So, like, everyone has the potential to fuck around and have kids.
But I mean, now
it just depends whether you have a support net to hold you.
But now we're taking individual cases rather than looking at it as a whole. Everyone's going to have on my twat. Yeah, but you wouldn't be alone. But I'm saying you're not the majority. You're probably the minority. That's the difference. As in your mindset. So your mindset to go, no, I'm not going to. I want to do something different is not the mindset of everyone. Think of every person who didn't go to university or, like, from your township. What are they doing now?
A lot of them are traders and, like, making a pretty decent dollar.
Well, that's good.
But I get that otherwise every single person would be studying a fucking master's, and, like, it's there. I know it's not the majority, but it's like, it's not. No, what's that saying? Like, if you've been helped up the ladder, it's your responsibility to turn around and help those below you. Like that, I don't believe in letting people to struggle because, like, oh, you made that like, or you were born into this life. It's entirely your fault. You deserve no help. Like, or I've tried to give you help, and now I'm just gonna back away and, like, leave you alone because, like.
But
whatever.
But aren't we getting back to the whole point of you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink? So to some extent, they have to, like, yes, you need to help them, but they need to do the work. Otherwise, if it's so that's the problem with people who go into the benefit with good intentions, probably of trying to find a job and all the rest of it, but stay on the benefit. It's because, you know, they're basically being helped along, right? Rather than the government being like, cool, we'll support, like, I mean, yes, on the benefit you have to do certain things and apply for so many jobs, but still, the government needs to help people, but also needs to make the people need to want to help themselves.
Then surely we have an issue of that, like, somewhere in the cycle, there isn't enough being done, because there are. Like, if so, then how do these problems not exist in places like Sweden and Finland and Denmark, where they're all, like, unemployment rates below 3%?
That sort of takes us back to the original point where our government solution is to raise the minimum wage, and where we basically prove that this is raising minimum wage is not an effective
How does Sweden
solution.
measure unemployment? because
In terms of like actual...
no, but I mean, like, here's the thing, like, the way that countries measure unemployment isn't how you would think it is. It's so depending on the country, they pick, or they can pick, how they measure unemployment to skew the statistics.
I'm going to have a lot of faith in Sweden and say that they don't do that, because, I mean, what...
You can't trust a news article. You have to find some sort of government document somewhere.
I'm just quickly reading through Wikipedia.
Okay, that could work. But yeah, in the economics paper that I took, it's something like New Zealand, unemployed, it's not if you're on the job seekers benefit, but you don't actually have to be employed to move off the unemployment side.
I think these countries have very low unemployment rates is because they have a minimum income for all of their residents. It's not that the people are actually working jobs, it's that they get given a basic living allowance and then they work money on top of that, and the money they earn on top of that is quite heavily taxed.
Yeah, I was going to say, but how the thing is New Zealanders hate taxes. Absolutely hate taxes, because the problem is with our system is you get paid an amount and then and you see how much you get paid and the tax comes out on top and people feel like they're being robbed.
Yeah, and that's a mindset issue that New Zealand has, is we feel like we're entitled to that and feel like we're entitled to make, because we pay tax, every single taxpayer dollar that ever gets spent, we are entitled to have our say as to whether this minuscule amount of the percentage of what you pay for your tax has any impact on, like, what the money that, like, the Napier City Council gets given from taxpayer dollars and from rates or whatever, that, like, say on a $15,000 lamp pole being put in, the fucking old codgers are going to be like, oh, that's a waste of my taxpayer money. And it's like, what?
So the latest debate in the waste of taxpayers' money is, have you heard of the Rainbow
Road? Yeah.
The Rainbow Crossing that they want to put on Cuba Street?
Yep.
You know how much that's meant to cost?
40,000.
Yeah, 40,000, and people are like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I personally have a disconnect between paying tax and what my tax goes towards, because there is no, like, in a reasonable world, how much tax I pay versus the total tax of New Zealand is insanely minimal, and I don't feel like I should have a say on how that gets spent. Like, in terms of minuscule things like that, like 40 grand out of, I don't know how much tax New Zealand gets, I would be willing to say it's like in the billions.
It would be in the billions.
Yeah, and it's like, what? People smarter than me and more refined in those departments are making these decisions. It's not just some dude who's like, and even if it is some dude, what the fuck does that matter to me? Like, if someone's just like, give me 100 grand and I'll go buy a Benz, sure, I don't want my taxpayer money being used on that. Like,
But we live in a democracy, so we have to have a say in it.
Tax was $75 billion in the 2016-2017 financial year for New Zealand.
There you go.
40 grand out of 75 billion, and it's enough to get news time on, like, the main news of New Zealand.
But the news
Sensationalizes.
it does sensationalizes stupid things. Like,
again, paid, like, TVNZ, government-run organisation, sensationalising things using taxpayer money, which the fact that $40,000 in airtime is nothing.
It's government-run, but it's not as influenced by the government as much as you think.
I'm not saying it is, but, like, in terms of
yeah.
taxpayer dollars going towards running TVNZ and One News running a segment that's 10 minutes long, the ad revenue that they can generate from the ads in that time, as well as how much that time is worth on air, way more than $40,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's a piss in the fucking bucket, but then they have the audacity to be like, oh, 40 grand is a big issue, let's host a poll, pay all these researchers, like, give them their hourly rates to look into this. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the flag issue all over again. I don't give a fuck, you're wasting money. Like, what are you doing? You're complaining about something which isn't an issue and spending more money on the complaint than the issue.
Yeah, then that's how this country runs. Also, New Zealanders don't vote based on what policies or what parties, like where they think the party's going to go. It's more of a popularity contest, and we saw that with the Jacinda effect. I mean, I have nothing against Labour. I'm not saying who I voted for, but it was just interesting that all of a sudden you change from the leader Andrew Little to Jacinda Ardern and
You change from a wet blanket to someone with half an ounce of charisma, and then people want to vote for them. Yes, because a wet blanket gets less attention than someone that can actually speak in front of a microphone and deliver like a semi-coherent argument versus like Bill English. Like, what?
It's a sales pitch.
Exactly.
All they did was sell us this prime minister. Like, I voted for no one. I have a vote of no confidence. I don't know politics. I shouldn't be voting in the first place. I picked someone who I knew wasn't even going to get a seat. Just because...
marijuana party.
I think it was like the internet party.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Just because everyone was like, you should vote. And I'm like, but I don't know who to vote for.
But
and they're just like, well, like, read the policies. And I'm just like, I know most of the stuff is like jargon, and I don't have the time or effort to become an educated person.
But you should exercise your right to vote, because it's something that New Zealand had to fight for, particularly women had to fight for the right to vote.
Wrong. You are completely wrong. I'm sorry, man.
How's it wrong?
Women did not fight for the right to vote. Women didn't want the right to vote. Cue the suffrage movement that everyone thinks they know, but actually doesn't.
Okay, go on.
Women didn't want the right to vote. It was forced upon them by men, because along with the right to vote became compulsory military service, which women didn't want. They had to do bucket duty also, which women didn't want. That's compulsory fire service work. So women were protesting against having the right to vote. Women didn't want it. Men were like, you are now equals. You have all of these things that go along with the benefits. And the women were like, lol, nah, we don't want this.
But you couldn't take it away now.
No, you couldn't.
No.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, like, at the time, had the popular argument won, they wouldn't have gotten the vote. Which I think New Zealand was the first country to allow. Yeah, first country to allow.
But here's the thing, if it didn't happen then, it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah, but to say that women fought for the right to vote is completely wrong.
Some women would have fought for the right to vote.
Yes, but that's like saying, like, like men jump off buildings to commit suicide. Like, some do.
What percentage of women wanted the vote, what percentage didn't?
The majority didn't.
May I please have a reference? Not Wikipedia, please.
Why?
You can use the references from Wikipedia, but you can't use Wikipedia as a reference.
Shout outs to anyone out there who's trying to do research. Scroll to the bottom of the page that you're getting your articles from. Don't use Wikipedia. Use the articles they use to get their information.
Yeah, I referenced Wikipedia in my first assignment at university. It was a bad move. Well, I stayed away from those subjects at high school.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's a tricky issue, but it's like all the politics is added up. It's a partisan issue, like in terms of the popularity contest. There's not one side which is doing it better or worse than the other. They're both just pulling off a popularity contest, and they know it. Why do you think you can study political science at university then go on to be a politician? You're literally learning how to be a politician, how to manipulate people, and then going ahead and manipulating people, as opposed to being a simple peanut farmer who saw an issue, wanted to be president, became president, changed the issue, went home, continued to be a peanut farmer. Shout out Jimmy Carter and his fucking peanut farms. Dank as hell.
So ministers obviously that they decide what policies they want to push forward and things like that, but they're not the people who make the policies. When the government changes, they don't just kick everyone out in government and get their own people in.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much actually changes. I'd be quite curious to find out how much actually changes when you...
The spin changes, the people don't. And I don't know, I believe that there is little, at least in New Zealand, little to no change in voting between the two parties. Other than for the fact that, like, I believe that a lot of members on the National Party are pieces of absolute shit. Shout-outs Judith Collins, shout-outs Paula Bennett. Comes from the Benny, then cuts the Benny. What a fucking turnaround. Is a single mum supported by the government for 15 years, gets into Parliament. No more of that, thanks. The very thing that enabled me to get here. It looks like you found your source.
Have you found a source, have you?
No, because voting polls weren't, they're private. It's not public knowledge.
Oh.
So you can't actually get voting statistics.
Oh.
That.
That's...
Shout-outs.
You can put in a formal request to ask for certain information from the government. So if you'd like to put in a formal request in 6 months, we'll come back to this.
Episode episode 15, 16?
Oh, mate.
Return to episode 2. At that point we'll be like Star Wars. No, that's the rune screen. We'll have to bleep this out if we go with the theme song, unless you do like a really, like, really out of tone.
I'll just make it sound good. Just completely transform it.
Transform what?
Your sounds. I'll give it like a dubstep drop in the middle of it or something.
Yeah, so it's not like not ripping off the like Commons license or fair use.
What's
the
the
MCA?
What's the fair use and comms license?
Pretty much if I start going dun, 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 no, not that one. Any like Imperial March or like the Star Wars theme music, I'm infringing upon their copyright. But if it's under fair use and the video isn't monetized, then it's all good for us to use music.
I think you're safe because
this quick.
What happened at the beginning? Oh yeah, when you guys get monetized. Wow. Look at your name. You're never gonna get monetized.
Hey man, no, with that attitude we're not.
Yeah, we gotta stay positive.
I know you're not going to get monetized.
Look man, we don't need to be monetized because all our Patreon supporters just follow us on Patreon, donate $10 a week, please.
Yep, for donations of more than $50 per video, I will personally handwrite you a letter and mail it to a location of your choosing. It doesn't even have to be your house. It could just be someone that you're in love with and don't have the balls to talk to. I'll write one out for you.
He's not the best with relationships.
If you donate $100,000, I'll shoot you across the White House lawn.
How you feeling there?
Oh, I'm feeling it. What was this about shitting on the White House lawn?
Nothing, man.
Something $100,000 to shit on the White House lawn.
Didn't say that at all.
Terrorist act. It's only considered terrorism.
Welcome to episode 100. Shaun has shit on the White House lawn and he's under prosecution. We've got a lot of publicity since that. And so cheers for the guy who donated 100k.
It's really, really pulling deep.
Hey man, gotta do it.
I'm pretty sure it's only an act of terrorism if it's for a political gain. That is the definition of a terrorist act. If there is a political movement or ideology or religious ideology behind it, then it's a terrorist act. If not, then like if I just went out into the street and started shooting people and then like did it in like in a school or whatever, or like, you know, no, because people are so
we don't condone shooting up schools.
Yeah, just to make that clear, I looked like a school shooter when I was younger, but not anymore. But yeah, no, because people are so quick to jump to attaching the word terrorist to someone that shoots up in like a public place with an assault rifle and then is killed by the cops, and they're like, oh, it's a terrorist act. And it's like, well, no, they were just really fucked in the head. Probably needed some mental health, like help. Some therapy, someone to not sell them an automatic weapon.
I mean, fair.
How are we doing for time?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're good.
What's pretty good?
53.
Oh, how does this podcast compare to last week?
Oh mate, we don't do direct comparisons, alright? We can't pick our favourite guests.
No,
I want to know if I'm a good guest or not.
I haven't heard part of it, alright? I need to listen to it back. If I can make it past 9 minutes, that's better than last week's one.
Well, you'll be safe and sound because I'll probably never listen to this one, ever.
That's fair, I don't plan on listening to any of these podcasts.
100%, no.
So if anyone tries to call any of the guests or the hosts up on any of the facts or anything, you probably will never get a proper response because they're probably never going to go back.
Unless you provide an exact timestamp to where I am proved wrong or something I say is wrong.
Just write a comment in the description that says, actually, when you said this, you're wrong because of this, and then we'll respond by deleting your comment.
Yes.
And we won't delete your comment if you use
Sans serif font.
Or if you
and you attach a reference with what was one?
IEEE.
Yeah, an IEEE reference. If you attach an IEEE reference,
if you can work out how to use IEEE referencing, boy howdy, we will respond to you. Also, if you include the phrase "looking like a fool with your pants on the ground," I'll personally respond to you, just on another separate issue.
what?
That's how we know if anyone has ever listened to this. If they listen to the whole thing.
Oh, they get to know.
At the 55-minute mark, if there's a comment on this video that says "looking like a fool with your pants on the ground," someone's done someone's listened. It's a fucking red herring.
In every episode now. It's like with
the
Flat Mars videos where I've just like started adding closed captions to some of them.
Shout out Flat Mars
Society. Picture of a tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm at like almost 180 views now.
Really?
Yep.
How many subscribers?
11.
When's that video on Nebrew coming out?
It's out.
Is it out?
It's already out,
yes.
It was out like 4 days ago.
I think I watched it. I think I liked it.
Who's been watching your videos, man?
I don't know.
Any comments?
Yeah.
Any good comments?
One of the comments was, "Did Chad make this?" I respond to as many of the comments as I can be asked.
That's a good idea.
Hold on. I'll see if I can bring it up real quick.
Make sure to include the link in the description.
I am probably not going to.
No, for Flat Mars.
At 5, what time are we at?
It's like 56 minutes.
It's 11 past 8 p.m.
Oh, for fuck's sake. 57 minutes.
At 58 minutes, we will include a link on it. Wait 58 minutes to click on the link.
It's like, so the thing, if you ever give someone a book and you don't know whether they're going to read it or not, just write on one of the pages. Like 100 pages in.
They did that for one of our labs. There was like at the beginning of the course, it was like, if you read this, include this code word in your first lab report. And I skimmed the bloody thing and didn't include the word. And everyone's like, well, did you include such and such? I was like, nope. No, I did not. 180 views is quite good.
This is not what I wanted.
It's 180 views more than I've ever had.
I love the series. Is it flat?
Is it flat?
Like season 1, planets. Season 2, where? What's it gonna be?
You don't know. I don't know. 182.
75 minutes watch time. You're
in the last little bit. All right.
Damn.
We have to.
That's fucking good.
How many videos do you have?
Shit.
12.
Oh, he's up because he's going to do a video for every subscriber. So subscribe so you can have some more quality content.
Yeah, 12. But if I go to community and then go to did Cole make this? Hi, fellow truth seeker. No, Cole did not make this.
Fucking hell.
Any other bangers?
Hipster shit wrote Orochimu can't be wrong. So I responded, "Hi there, loyal fan. I agree. Our computer needs work on pronouncing Japanese names. Stay tuned to see if we ever improve in this aspect."
That's me, dog.
Chelsea Miller replied, "It seems pretty conclusive to me." I responded with, "Here at the Flat Mars Society, we do our best to report facts only after extensive research. I'm glad our loyal fans appreciate the work we do."
Fucking Orochimaru.
What?
Naruto proved that Earth was flat. No, Earth wasn't flat. I can't remember what the outcome was.
They proved Mars is flat.
Came from Naruto and included Orochimaru, and it pronounced it as Orochimu.
Yeah.
Orochimu.
This channel's gonna blow up. I fucking I swear, man.
It's such a
gotta
great...
blow
What, Flat Mars or the
No, the Flat Mars Society.
T.A.P.
TAP's pretty. I'm just enjoying conversation. You know, that's what I put this down to.
75 minutes of watch time, 76 views.
Average view duration 59 seconds.
Yep.
Ooh.
Estimated revenue is fucking nothing.
Of course it's nothing.
Shit.
These
What's the percentage?
this is in the last 28 days, mate. We're gonna go all time.
It's about
177 minutes of watch time.
Is
What
it
the fuck?
how much do you need to be monetized?
400 hours.
I thought it was 400 minutes. I'm like, we're in business, boys.
Nope.
We getting there. Just
No.
need to increase that by like 180 times.
Yeah, I'm at...
You should just keep DMing World Star Hip Hop until they feature you. Guarantee, if someone like Cash Me Outside can make money off of that shit, we can.
We need to come up with a meme. A new saying. We need to cross with something with a dab. Up the lads. There we go. Up the boys. Up the lads.
That
Shit.
just sounds really gay.
Up the...
It sounds like you're going to penetrate your friends.
Maybe I am.
And that concludes... No, fuck. I feel like we had some pretty good chats.
Yeah, man. I still got to ask your opinion on this boxing match.
Oh, yeah. Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker.
Yep. Do you follow boxing there, Matt?
I watch it on the 6 o'clock news because we have TV.
What are your thoughts on Joseph Parker versus Anthony Joshua?
He's just going to smash him in the ground.
Which one's going to win?
Joseph Parker.
Why?
Oh.
Because he will.
New Zealand.
Nah, what? What? New Zealanders? No. No, I just have faith. The other guy looks a little bit too jumpy. I reckon he's going to get too nervous and make a bad move.
Okay, the other guy has 3 world champion belts. Joseph Parker has 1.
Oh, see, Joseph Parker's going to win easy. The guy's got 3. 3 and you're done.
So, I'm just gonna pull up some fucking stats.
Yeah, like the odds are like against Joseph Parker.
Anthony Joshua is 20-0, 20 by knockout. Joseph Parker is
24
and
18
0,
knockout.
18 by knockout.
But he's got a reach of 193 centimeters. That's for Parker, whereas Joshua has 208. So that's a clean 15 centimeters of reach on him. Mind you, he is also 6'6", and Parker's 6'4".
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't have the title. He don't got the belts. Like, International Boxing Organization World Heavyweight title, World Boxing Association Super World Heavyweight title, International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight title, like, versus World Boxing Organization World Heavyweight title. They've had the same title.
Bill Gates didn't have all the bits behind him, and
But he wasn't also jumping in a ring for 12 rounds. He was doing it 6'6".
Nah, it'll be knockout in the 3rd round. With how long is the round? 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, with 18 seconds to spare.
Can we go on T.A.P and put a bet on that for you, Matt? I can make you an account right now.
With what money?
Born in South Auckland.
Oh, he's gonna win easy. He's gonna put bricks in his gloves.
God damn.
Barbed wire.
I can't, just like McGregor Mayweather. I wanted to back McGregor, but Mayweather's the safe bet. And I feel like AJ is that he's got 4 less matches than him, but 20 knockouts. I'm pretty sure that almost every one of them was TKO as well. So beat them to the point that the referee said, "You can't fight anymore, son. Just stay down."
Yeah.
Well, nah.
I don't know, man.
Can't wait.
Parker's pretty tough. He can take a hit. The other
Yeah,
dude...
he was raised in South Auckland. Of course he can take a hit.
The other dude can't.
Well, AJ.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently he gets wobbly.
Well, at 6'6", I'm sure a light breeze would
God damn.
get you swaying from side to side.
I mean,
I actually heard a rumour he's not allowed outside. It winds above 40 knots.
I mean, he beat Klitschko, and Klitschko's fucking 64 with 53 knockouts.
Who beat Klitschko?
Joshua,
Parker.
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua. Ah, yeah.
Kiwi's going to win. You just wait.
Mate.
He's going to get out a piece of yellow tape and rough up his gloves. Get done for...
Sorry, we're not Australian here, alright? You hear the Australia cricket dude got done for ball tampering?
Yeah, I would like to tell you that in the 1990s, New Zealander got caught for doing almost the same thing.
He didn't shove it in his fucking pants, like on live television, and just being like, "Oh, quick, crowd's watching, better shove it in my fucking nutsack." Like, let's get some tape around here. What a...
I just like how they were attempting to ball tamper, and then the umpires didn't even take the ball out of play. They were just like, "What are you doing?"
I can't. And they're still fucking lost. Like, they cheated and they lost. How much more shameful can you get? Just revoke your title, revoke your citizenship as an Australian.
Yeah, it's pretty sure the Australian Prime Minister's keen to do that.
Can you put the T.A.P. stats on?
How much am I going to get if I bet $10 on Joseph Parker?
If you put it down to the third round, like 18 seconds before, and you put $10, you'll make $310. Your winnings will be $310.
How do you know that?
Look, man. I'm deep in this game. I was looking at it earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
T.A.P.
We do not condone gambling on this channel, but shout out to the T.A.P.
Anthony Joshua, $1.13 versus Joseph Parker, $5.25.
So for every dollar, I'll get an extra $5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some good odds.
Yeah, you'll be betting on the man that had the BK deal of like $2 Big Mac. Like, he's got a lot of weight behind. He's got a lot of clout. Like,
that you're just looking at head-to-head odds?
Yeah.
I got the whole thing up here.
Oh shit.
What do we got, boys?
So we got Joshua by KO is only $1.30.
Parker by KO, $7.
Parker by decision 16. Fuck.
So what was yours? Was Parker round 3, $51 return.
Where are you looking?
If you pick the round, Parker wins round 3.
Oh, you were calling Parker round 3. I was thinking of
the minute.
picking the minute.
Fuck. Oh.
Oh, sorry, $21. $21.
Oh no, $21 for every dollar. That's not bad.
Yep.
That sound.
But if you're dead set on Parker winning, you can earn big bucks there, man.
I think I will.
Just chuck $1 on. And
No, I reckon even betting on if you go down, the fight will last 12 rounds. That's a pretty safe bet between the two of them, considering both of their track records for KO. 24 and 18 for...
Will the fight go the distance?
Yeah.
It's only $1.18.
I mean, that's still more of a return than having $1.18 or like having $1 to begin with. 18 cents, man. What sort of interest rate are you going to get from the bank with that sort of money?
All right, I'll drop my
3%.
Do you pay tax on these?
No.
No, don't think so.
Oh.
You're meant to declare your winnings to the IRD, but if that cash never sees your bank account or you just deposit it, and it's
I'm not
nothing short
condoning
of like
tax
10 grand.
evasion at all.
I am.
Of course you
Just
are.
on record.
You dirty.
I'm considering chucking $20 on and just having a hoon.
I honestly, what's 20 times 0.18? Or like 1.18?
What's 18% of 20?
18%
You'll
of
make
20.
$3.
What's 18% of 20? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, that's like half a big... That's a quarter pounder.
See that shit, mate. I would go for fucking Parker wins round 1, $51. Chuck $20 on that.
Pretty very confident bet there. Just comes out with one sick right hook. Decks him.
Hey man, if
Goes down.
I'm sorry, Jose Aldo was undefeated. He lost in 7 seconds. Well, no, 13 seconds.
Bad enough that they thought it was rigged.
Left, right, good night.
Pretty much. All he's got to do is just go like, wait, Anthony, look behind you. There's something real interesting. And then King hit him from behind. Just King hit from behind. South Auckland, boys. Just sneak up on him, then sneak up on him.
That would be very interesting.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Instant ban from the boxing community.
Yep. Banned for life.
Yep. I mean, come on, he's set up with BK for the rest of his life. I could eat BK for the rest of my life. If someone
Yeah, it'd last like 20 years and you'd be dead.
Nah, you just gotta balance it right. Like, you gotta have the breakfast special, you gotta have the chicken for lunch, and then the custom gourmet burger for dinner. Come on, if Harrison can live like this. But speaking of, shout outs to Harrison for when he's on this podcast. Shout outs to everyone. Much love around the world.
I'd just like to thank our sponsors one more time.
Mm-hmm. Can you remember them off by heart?
Nike.
Dollar Shave Club, Nike, V Bling, your pancake.
Bisquick.
Shotgun supplements.
Ice Ups.
The one that you couldn't remember.
Yeah, shout out to the one that you can't remember and still can't remember.
T.A.P.
Oh yeah, give us some money to play with. We'll make it back, I promise. We'll pay you back. Just give us a loan.
Whoa. That's a steep slide to getting yourself in debt, man. I'm begging on the street for my next T.A.P.
The thing is, right, if you get a loan from the shady mafia people, right now, when you have money, you're playing with someone else's money, right? You lose, you can pay them back. Easy. But if you
Why don't you just pay with your own money?
Because then I lose my own money. I don't make good choices when it's my money. If I'm dealing with someone else's money, I'll be fucking frugal as hell, and I'll be like, safe bet, the fight doesn't go the distance. I want to give this money back to the mafia, but I want to make a little bit. And if it was my own money, I'd be like, yeah, fucking Parker, 9th round, all my money, $51 return, let's go. 51 times like $5,000, I'll be set. You know?
So did you hear about fucking Joe Rogan's bet with one of his friends that he wouldn't be able to finish a marathon in under like 5.5 hours?
No.
He was betting $30,000 that he couldn't do it. Like, if he failed, if he succeeded, he would give the dude $30,000 to donate to charity. If the guy failed, he would only give $20,000.
Yeah.
I want to have that fucking money.
Just be the host of Fear Factor for 10 years. Be a fighter before that, and then start your own podcast.
I mean, I already have the start. I am a fighter. I also started in the same sport he did. Yep. Well, and
so shave off all your hair. Are you the same height as him? I don't know how tall Joe Rogan is.
I don't know either. He doesn't look very tall.
Well, yeah, you stay at the desk most of the time. And get yourself a sick podcast setup. Totally unlike the one that we have here.
1.73. I'm taller than him, man. He's just a little girl. No offense, I didn't mean that. Please don't kick the shit out of me.
You'll be invited to the Joe Rogan podcast when Flat Mass Society blows up, and you'll just be like, so why you shit talking? Yeah, you want to fight? I'll fucking fight you. You'll go 1v1, Taekwondo, and he'll fuck you up. Maybe, I don't know.
No, that'll be easy as. All I gotta do, right, is just decline.
Decline the Joe Rogan.
I'm sorry, sir. I will not fight with you. However, can I just plug all of my everything that I've ever done?
V-Bling, Bisquick.
Have you... What other guests are you going to have on this podcast?
Oh, we're just going to ask around.
Yeah, we're just going to pretty much go through the people we know. You know?
Eventually, I suppose we could branch out and actually talk to people, but people usually don't give their time for free. Just
branch out,
just hit up Jacinda.
Oh yeah.
And just be like, hey,
yeah, I'll hit her up on LinkedIn.
Auntie,
are you free Thursday? Just sat down and have a fat yarn. We got some beer and water, and that's about it.
Yep. Oh no. Where we go, right, is we message her partner, Clark Gafford, shout-outs. We pay for his flight down to Wellington. $150, whatever. It's a small investment to get Jacinda down on the podcast.
Yeah.
Have him here. He seems like a bit of a lad. If I can get ourselves a draws on election, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then he convinces Jacinda. Because we all know that everyone's other half is much better at convincing people to do things than you could ever be.
I don't know, I like to consider myself as quite a persuasive person. I think I just
Send it to the fucking podcast.
hit her up with a DM.
I didn't realise it was comedy night.
Slide
Fuck.
in them DMs.
I'll just go to the fucking Parliament when they're having a debate and make up a paper plane and just hope it's on point.
Just nail her in the eye, get arrested.
So it's when you pass a note round and it goes to the speaker or whatever and they just read it out. Yo, Auntie Cinta, come on my meme podcast, G. It'll be good for your ratings.
Look up the Tingly Anus.
She's never gonna come on here with a name like that.
No, we'll just refer it to T.A.P. and when she asks what it stands for, we'll just be like...
Trent and Patrick. My name is Patrick.
My name... Oh, can't go into last names.
And you don't think the people around here are gonna search up the T.A.P.?
No. 100% no.
No. You don't become Prime Minister of a country to have people look out for you.
Ed Sheeran showed up to her house for like tea and scones. She seems like a pretty chill person.
Yeah, but he probably had permission from the Secret Service that was surrounding her.
So we hit up Ed Sheeran, and we get Ed Sheeran on the podcast.
Dude, Serge Tankian lives in Auckland. I'm sure we can pay for flights down.
But what would you talk to him about? He probably...
System of Down.
Yeah.
The Armenian genocide and how much it means and how the fact that the Turkish government has still not admitted that the Armenian genocide exists or that it even should be acknowledged.
Ask him how his symphony is going. He did a part with the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra. I'll also see how his jazz record worked out. I've listened to a few of his jazz songs. They're pretty good.
Give him love for the acoustic sessions that he performed with his dad in their native tongue, because that shit was dope.
Yep. I'll also say that I very much enjoyed his performance at the Big Day Out. I can't remember what year it was.
Like 2006 or something.
It was...
Later than that?
Yeah, that was post System of a Down when he just released the first of his 2 solo albums, both of which I thoroughly enjoy. I think there's a bit to talk about there.
Yeah, we'd have a lot of content, as well as talking about Tingly Anus.
Are you going to invite a lecturer onto here?
I thought about it. I thought about just like booking Dale for an hour and just... Because it's quite a portable setup. That is the benefit of not having a studio, is that we have literally nothing.
Oh yeah, if you can feel a slight hum in the background, it's the fridge.
You probably couldn't pick it up. I think like all we gotta do is get a phone with a USB port, and then...
Why don't you just get a USB to micro USB adapter?
That's way too hard. That's one extra component we have to carry around.
Yep, and you don't have to buy a brand new cell phone.
Bowl up to his office with the microphone and ask him to plug it into his computer. And ask him to send us the file.
Dude, just take it in as like a meeting. Just, hey Dale, I'd like to record our meeting. Is that all good?
And just start asking questions about like current events.
Yeah, so Dale, what are your thoughts on the Armenian genocide?
Oh god. Ask him if he's known any plugs up in Auckland to contact Serge.
What other people are you going to try and get on the show?
This is spoilers, but we have one dedicated listener called Harrison, who has some very outspoken beliefs.
I thought we didn't want to be a white supremacist podcast.
We can be the voice of reason. Not an advocate for white supremacy. Just saying.
I have to admit, we're kind of missing out on the Trent whispers that we had last week.
Oh yeah, no, that was quite a time. But do you know how like...
Are you trying to turn this into a, what's it, S&M?
ASMR?
Yeah, one of those.
Like,
hey guys, it's Matt here.
This is omnidirectional, right? Or when the audio input goes through, does it just...
It's set on a circular pattern. You can set it for different patterns.
I think it's just mono.
Damn it. So it would have been dope, because then I just spin it round. Like I'd get one of those lazy Susans and just move it in circles.
The patterns are just like dead zones. So if we had like a dryer here, you could set it to not pick up that sound, even though it doesn't.
Why aren't we doing this in the laundry?
Why are we not? That seems like making it out of the way.
I could be doing my washing right now, boys.
This is true. Yes, Harrison, we've already had the lovely Chelsea and Maya. We have the fantastic Matt with us here now. I'm sure Patrick would join in at some point. We could have a craft beer tasting session with Jamie and Andy. Get in on some very, very palatable IPAs.
Nick could offend some people's mothers and
get into fights with people's brothers.
Yep.
Well,
offending mothers and fighting brothers. That can be the tagline for next.
Who else is there? Hamish. He has some pretty deep knowledge of like shit that I don't understand.
are you gonna get return guests on?
Yeah.
Nah.
One says yes, one says no.
I guess we're not.
No, we don't want you guys to come back. I don't know.
We'll do like a 100th episode special, or like where it's a reunion, and no one has any idea what's going on because there's so many fucking voices and everyone's speaking at once.
All 99 previous people at once.
As well as one new guest. Just overshadowed by the other 100 people in the room.
I just imagine we're gonna see who's free like once a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna run. You don't have that many friends, guys.
You don't know who I know.
I'll start putting up ads on Vic Deals. Shout out to Vic Deals.
Craigslist is always the way to go when you need.
Craigslist personals. Men seeking.
You guys,
anyone.
you guys should put out an ad and select one person from each hall and then sit them around a table and like have a little.
All right. So how many times have you got locked in an elevator?
What happens at your hall? Do you know? And then we can quiz them on their hall's history.
Oh, we should just have like a game show at some point in time. I don't know why.
Show.
I don't know.
It can be called the
Just have a fucking quiz.
Drop it.
We have enough people where one of us can just like ask questions and then they can answer and then we can be like, you're both dipshits. The correct answer is actually the 1st of May 1986.
Interesting choice of year.
It's the year. I can't believe you don't know what actually happened on the 1st of...
You wish that you had voice to text right now, don't you?
1st of May. I think it was May 1986.
Yep.
That was the legendary day. It was a Thursday, actually. I believe it was raining outside.
Ronald Reagan.
Were you not there? Were you not there for Muhammadu Somerset and Christian Benitez's birthday?
No.
It was really awkward because one of them is quite clearly like Israeli and the other one has a Spanish last name. They were born in the same hospital. It was quite
the same
a sight
hospital.
To
I'd like to see a reference for that.
It was.
I'd like to see a fucking sniper reference.
This isn't a peer-reviewed article, Trent.
It is in my view 2v1.
Yeah,
where's the reference?
We are peer reviewing your reference, which is non-existent. We're your peers.
Excuse me, we're going to send you back to first year.
Revoke. I mean, we could talk to Harrison about the struggles of being a first year. We could get his brother on here too. Like, see both ends of the cycle.
My God.
We
could do who's smarter, the first year or the person who's repeating first year.
You guys can compare their appearances and see what the degree's done to Harrison.
Aged him by like 15 years. I feel like I've aged 15 years since doing this degree. It's been a long ass time.
Really?
Yeah. Like tutoring first year comp. I'm like, you guys are so fucking, you don't even know what you're getting into. And look at, like, I feel like the knowledge disparity is more than 4 years. Like, it's a more than 4 year knowledge gap, just out of the sheer intensity of the degree that we've done and what we're expected to know, especially with whatever course path you go down. Also chooses how much you need to learn and like how large your scope can be versus what you actually need to know. Like courses like 425 and like or client-based courses versus your own honors project, depending on what you do. You could do what I did and just have like a pitch your own. How deep do I need to go on this information? Who knows? What do I want to pitch? Who knows? How much do I need to learn? I don't fucking know. Anyways.
I just blanked out for everything that just happened. I was too busy reading about the 1st of May 1986.
I guess before we go down the rabbit hole of our degree, because we tend to rabble on about that, like we get very triggered for some reason. I'm guessing we should do a sign off. So take it away, lads.
Did Matt introduce himself at the beginning of this podcast?
Did you say your name wasn't? I was thinking
I
about
think
it.
you introduced Matt as we're here to join with Matt, but I feel like we're an hour 24 and Matt still hasn't introduced himself, so now would be as good a time as any. So just a few quick words.
Yeah, give us a quick little skiz about yourself.
My name's Matt. I was born a and then was taken out of that shithole and moved to a smaller shithole called yep, and then I lived an interesting life. I'm actually 57. It took me 20 years to get my degree, but I'm here now. And I guess I'd like to thank the guys for bringing me on as the guest. I hope I've been a good guest compared to last week, even though they were probably top notch anyway.
Can you just give us a quick shout out to all our sponsors there, Matt?
Shout out to Nike, shout out to the T.A.P, shout out to Shotgun Supplements, shout out to ISO, was it? ISOPs. Shout out to the one that Shaun can't remember. Shout out to, what was the first one you said?
Bisquick.
No, that was like the fourth one. Bisquick, V-Bling.
Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club.
That's the
There
one.
you go.
That'll probably be where we get our money from.
I thought we were going to make more money finding it on the street than we ever are with this.
We'll see. Thank you again for joining us. This has been the Tingly Anus Podcast, episode 2. If you are completely unsure why it's the Tingly Anus, feel free to catch up on episode 1. Link will be in the description. Be sure to subscribe to Flat Miles Society. And this is Trent and Shaun signing off for Matt, who signed off for us and did our sponsor shout outs. Let's go, boys.
You alright?